thepascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope that weekend was fire and it was amazing. And for those of y'all who had a lot of stuff to get done, hopefully it was everything, you got everything done. Because I know weekends is usually the time when we all try to get all those projects, all the things that we want to get done. And sometimes that gets a little bit, sometimes it gets in the way. Other things get in the way, like family stuff and everything. But I hope you guys had a really, really great one. Mine was very action-packed. I'll be letting you guys know a little bit about that here in just a little bit. But before we get into everything, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please be sure to hit that follow button. Follow me on all my platforms, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff that just keeps getting, we working out here, okay? There's a lot of stuff moving. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. There's updates coming out the wazoo. There are protests going on, which I'll talk to you guys about briefly here in just a second as well. Protests going on in D.C. right now as we speak, okay? As I'm getting ready for this show, I'm looking things up, getting things ready. There's protests going on. It's interesting. I'm maybe talking about that a little bit later on today, maybe. But make sure you're subscribed to here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Make sure you're subscribed over there as well. Please and thank you, because there's a lot of things I'm talking about over there that have already been popping off. And of course, there's things I'm not talking about over here and vice versa. I mean, this particular show, I am talking about a few things that we have talked about on the secondary channel, but I think it's very important to be sure to be subscribed to both. Make sure the notification bell is set to all, because sometimes the uploads are insane, okay? And sometimes they trickle. It just depends on the news cycle, okay? So please be sure to subscribe to both channels. Hit that join button down below. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com, okay? Be appreciated if you guys can support, if you can, by simply hitting that join button down below, becoming a member, or checking out and supporting on Patreon or locals, or checking out my merch. That would be amazing. All right. No pressure, though. I understand. We all trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Trust and believe. I understand the struggles out here. Okay. But if you can, that'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay. All right, guys. We have got to get into this conversation. And yeah, some of y'all are like, what? You're talking about this? Yeah, I am. Because there's a lot that's been going on as of over this weekend that I felt like we needed to tap on and talk about, even if it's just for one show or briefly. But honestly, there's so much going on that revolving around this Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds thing, that I'm just like, you know what? We definitely need to talk about it on the main channel. I have been covering it quite a bit on the secondary channel. We're covering a lot of stuff on the secondary channel, things that, like I said, that we are talking about, at least the subject matter we are talking about here on the main channel. But sometimes there's just no time. Sometimes you just gotta hop on the second channel and knock this stuff out. Okay. So that's what I did over the weekend, right? Because it was a very, very busy weekend. Your boy was a part of a fashion show. Yeah, I actually walked the runway. Yeah, I did some runway modeling. It was weird. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. Got some cool pointers from a lot of like veteran runway models and stuff. And I got a chance to be a part of something really, really cool. There was a men's fashion show. And of course, there was it was all bringing awareness to prostate cancer and all that. And so I was very honored to be asked to be a part of this thing and model for a little bit. And so, yeah, I had a really, really great time. The section that I was a part of, the segment I was a part of, was the whole purpose for the event, which was each designer designed a jacket of some sort. And it was all blue. It was a blue jackets. Then of course this is to bring awareness to prostate cancer and all that. And so I got to wear this really cool jacket that was it was crazy. It was really, really crazy. But I had a really good time, man. I had a really, really good time. Like I said, that's the reason. That's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why I have been so in and out over the past month. There's been a lot of stuff, a lot of other projects, a lot of other things that have been going on. And like I said, you're going to find out very soon what's going on. But that was one of them. Okay. So I did that last night, which was really cool. And shout out to Gent X. That was the organization that put the whole thing together. Shout out to my boy Dwight Carter for casting me into in this thing, and it was really great. It was a beautiful event. It was really dope, and it was right next to the soccer stadium, which is really cool. It was very cool. Very, 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 very cool. So I had a great time. First time. Well, it's not my first time. It was my second time, to be completely real. But this one was like real time runway type thing. Yeah, it was insane. And got to meet a lot of really cool people and have a really, really great time. So I know that's no one cares about that stuff. No one cares about that info. But it was just cool to just be on the other side, like being a part of it rather than me covering it. Because a lot of times I get asked to, do interviews on red carpets or be the person talking about the event. But rarely do I get a chance to be the model, right? Or the person walking up and down and wearing clothes and it, have that dead stare that a lot of them have. You know what I'm saying? So it was really, really cool. It was really, really cool. I had a great time. And I realized that I am huge. I am massive. Oh my God. I mean, the more and more you see these people, you're like, damn, I just need to eat celery sticks for the rest of my life. Oh my God. Some of these people are they're perfect looking. It's ridiculous. But it was really cool to hang out. Oh, some people want evidence. Can I get up? Can I throw some evidence out here? Hold on. I think I can. I really think I can. It's just on my phone, so I gotta do some stuff. But I think I can show you a little bit. Give me a second. I can maybe pull this up here. Over the course of the show, I can share with you guys a little bit here because, like I said, I got a lot, and I also will say this too. I documented a bunch on my phone. I just haven't posted it. I'll be posting it later on today on Instagram and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, no. I mean, I want to show it to you guys because it was really cool. It was really, really cool. I had like I said, it was a really fun time. It was very unique. It's a first time for me because it's not something that you see me do really ever. So it was cool. I had a really, really great time doing it. Hold on. Come on now. The question is, will it work? 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Thing is on crack. Yeah, I had a fun time. Definitely something new. Something I've never done before. But it was fun. Let's try that. Okay, I'll share this with y'all. Okay, so this is just from my phone. Okay, so this is, as you can see, I'm right there. So walking down, and I want to see if I can mute the music because I don't know if I get hit with a copyright for the music and all that. But here it is. Take a look. There I am. walking down. So, like I said, this is not something I do every day, clearly, but I had a great time, doing what I do. And so this jacket was made out of, it was like shredded, cashmere sweaters and overalls. So it was cool. You know what I mean? I had a really cool time. And like I said, it's not something that you see me do every day. So I had a good time, and it, like I said, it was just a very cool piece, and it was tailored to me and all that. It was really, really neat because, of course, I'm a really big guy. I'm 6'4". I'm a big guy. There's a lot of other people out here that are, very, very, very tiny, for lack of a better term. So it was cool that they were able to fit something to myself, to me, right? And if I'm correct, it was all recycled materials, and I think it all had to do with people that were that battled prostate cancer of some sort. You know what I mean? So so it was very cool, and it was dope to be a part of something so unique and special, And guys, go get yourself examined. Okay, go get the exams. I know it's weird. I know it's uncomfortable, but just go and do it. Okay, go get yourself checked. All right, it's the right thing to do, because last thing you want to do is find out later on, because you didn't want to do that procedure or whatever, that examination, that you are sick, right? And you don't find out until the very, very last minute, and you don't want that to happen. Okay. But that's just to the fellas out there. But let's get into this conversation. All right, we have got to talk about this stuff. This is some crazy stuff. All right, over this weekend, and I talked about this on the secondary channel, but I felt, like I said, I felt obligated to talk about this. All right, it's very interesting what dropped over the weekend. I guess it was Friday when this thing dropped. I think it was Friday when the whole thing dropped. It's very interesting, these complaints that came out. And now, I talked about these on the secondary channel for sure. We did definitely talk about this, but we have to expand and talk about this a little bit more, because there's something about these complaints that scream fake to me. Because I honestly, I feel like a lot of this would be different. I think that the general reaction from SAG, that's Screen Actors Guild, from Sony, from Wayfarer Productions, I feel like their reaction would be a lot different a long time ago if these complaints actually did exist during that time. These complaints are very weird to me. Just to say the least. You know what I mean? This is weird stuff to me. Okay? This is now coming out. And I'm telling you right now, it just feels like it's so timely, and how convenient that these things come out at the time that they've come out. It just seems a bit odd to me, y'all. Doesn't it seem a little bit weird to you, this whole thing? Just being real. Doesn't it seem a little bit convenient that these suddenly come out of nowhere? And these allegedly are complaints sent to these production companies, to HR, saying that Justin Baldoni himself has been doing some terrible things. And some of these things just don't make any sense. Okay? Like, hold on. Let me just, which one is the one? Yeah, let's look at this first one, because the other one is very Blake Lively, but then this one is like, yeah, like I said, Mimi, I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's staged. I feel like it's absolutely fabricated. Something about this just doesn't feel real. And I know that there's a lot of other content creators that are looking at it as well. And they're going, whoa, this is crazy. Some other content creators on the other side, like deep in the content creation world, are basically saying like, oh my gosh, Justin Baldoni has been exposed as a monster, right? I don't see it that way. I see that there are other people that are catching what I'm catching, which is this seems fake as hell to me. This seems to be very staged. Okay. This is fan fiction, for crying out loud. Okay. Somebody just made this stuff up and then suddenly put it out here. Either it was Blake Lively's people, or if it was Blake Lively herself, it just doesn't seem to make any sense to me, at least. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these complaints. So one of them says, complainant states she became uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni yesterday while filming. She states Justin Baldoni put his bare hands on her rear end and said he was just trying to help with her posture. Complainant immediately voiced her displeasure with being touched in an intimate part of her body, and Mr. Baldoni responded with, "It's fine, I'm totally hot for my wife," in a dismissive tone. Now, first off, let me just say this. Does this seem like something that, first off, do you think that Justin Baldoni would respond in this way? It's fine, I'm totally hot for my wife. Do you really think he would respond? I mean, I don't even know Justin Baldoni like that, right? But it just doesn't seem like he would say something like that, right? And there's more to this. Let's continue on, okay? So the complainant relayed to Mr. Baldoni that it did not matter what his relationship with his spouse was like, that he did not have permission to touch her inappropriately. Baldoni then responded, oh no, better go see HR. To which complainant replied, I will, right? So you mean to tell me while they were filming, he did this. He put his hands on her in this particular actress's boohootie in a very inappropriate way, right? This is whilst filming. Very important piece, because you got to remember, in this situation where he's being alleged of putting his hands on someone's, bottom, who's filming? Aside from there being dailies of him doing this alleged thing, putting his hands on her and everything, this would be caught on film, first and foremost. Second, let's just talk about this. There's people filming this. So you mean to tell me there are witnesses to this? So where are the witnesses? Bingo bango. Sorry. Where are the witnesses to this? Show me the people. And more importantly, show me the film where he's put his hands on somebody's rear end against their will, and she goes, well, I want to see that film. I want to see that film. Especially him saying, it's fine, I'm totally hot for my wife, man. I want to see that too. Where's the proof? Then approximately 3 hours later, which is very specific, approximately 3 hours later, Baldoni approached complainant and stated he was sorry they got off on the wrong foot. Complainant stated she replied, you got off all right, but it had nothing to do with your feet. And then she walked away, dropped the mic and walked off the stage, right? Complainant's agent provided text messages from complainant, including one sent approximately 18 minutes after incident, wherein complainant said, Justin Baldoni just literally grabbed my rear end in front of the cameras. I want to talk to someone at Sony like now. So, you mean to tell me? First off, cameras were rolling. They said while filming. So cameras are rolling. So where's the footage? Right? Second, there was cast and crew in the space whilst they are doing these filmings. So where's the PA, the assistant director, the second AD, the grip, the gaffer, any of the people, the DP for crying out loud, the director of photography, the cinematographer, the other term for DP. Okay, where the camera operator. Okay, second AC, assistant camera. Where are all these people? That could corroborate this story, these claims, where are they? Then also, this is at the point where I'm like, Brian Friedman, okay, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, you might as well just expose it all. Let it all out. Show all the dailies, all of them, meaning from beginning of the movie to the end, all the mistakes, everything. Just put them all on that website. Get them all out for everyone to see. Everything from the slow dancing scene where it shows like nothing bad happened to the birthing scene, because we're going to be looking and talking about that in a second. Show us everything. All the cuts that were, out of focus, the cuts where people messed up the lines, the bloopers, everything. Show us, yes, Kumari, okay? Show us all the damn receipts. Every single last one. From beginning of filming to the end of filming. Show it all. Why? Because stuff like this is out here. Claiming that he's just around here just putting his clammy claws on any female he can get his hands on. Which is insane. And incredibly dangerous. Right? That's incredibly dangerous. So again, I keep wondering, just this one alone, I'm like, man, I call cap on this. I challenge this because I'm like, I don't know if this is real. How could this be real if we have not seen or heard anything from anyone anywhere as far as any of this goes? We have not heard from other people. Everyone, all the co-stars and all that, they have been quiet. Okay. In the very beginning, I'm sure some of them had, spoken out or, was on certain teams and blah, blah, blah. But even those people have just basically just dipped out. They went into the darkness, right? Even the author of this doggone book, okay, that it started with her, okay? Even the author of It Ends With Us has deleted everything wiped them clean off of her Instagram. Off of her social media, because she wants nothing to do with this, guys. She wants nothing to do with this. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're on Team Lively or Baldoni. It doesn't matter what side you're on. This whole thing's an absolute mess. And it's still not a good look for the author. Also, it's a terrible look for the book. It's a terrible look for the whole series of books that she's written. Revolving around this character, revolving around it ends with us. This is not good for her brand either, which is terrible. Her brand, her books, which I'm sure are really great books. Never read them, but I'm sure they're really great. They're good enough to become movies. She had an opportunity. And now that has been destroyed because of this ridiculous situation going on between these two people. It's getting ridiculous, guys. It's getting very, very ridiculous. Let me get this here really quick. Raven, thank you so much for being a member for the past 27 months. That's amazing. Pascal, you're a master of good works. So generous. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was just a little, for the fashion show. It was just time. It was just donating time. You know what I mean? I had a great time, and it was for a good cause. And men need more stuff. Okay, I'm not saying like we need to be, I'm just saying we don't have a lot of fashion for men. Not really. You know what I'm saying? So, it's nice to just be able to be a contributor to that and be a part of something really cool. Deborah, thank you so much for being a member for the past 3 months. Does anyone else wonder, will JB sue Marvel? I think Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' SNL appearance may hurt her case. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But yeah, maybe. I could see him suing Marvel. I mean, isn't he suing Disney? He's suing Disney. So I think he's already suing Marvel through Disney. So yeah. But he's definitely angry. And I don't blame him for being upset. Honestly. So let us continue. Let's hold on. Oh, that's the same one. My bad. Okay. So I have another one. Hold on. Let's make sure I have it here. That ain't it. Okay. Here is another one. And again, like I said, this stuff is it just seems so odd. Okay? So we're going to go through this one real quick. This one's weird. This one talks about him acting like he's doing the O face, if you get what I'm saying. He's at the, when you're getting, when you're doing the hibbity dibbity and you get to the final end, right? That moment, then it's pretty much like you got to the top of the mountain, okay? The O face, all right? Apparently, they're saying it was so bad that he was so in this woman's face, acting like he is, reaching to his point, that he melted the makeup off the woman's face. Yeah. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that works, but let's get into this one because this is also very, very interesting as well. So complainant is clearly traumatized in her verbal account of this incident. Director Justin Baldoni approached complainant and asked her to speak privately. He asked complainant if she has ever had the O face on camera. Yeah. Have you ever had the O face on camera? She asked why this is necessary to know, since an O face is not scripted in the scene. Okay. Baldoni then leans close to the complainant's face and whispers, "I think we should go ahead and add it in. Show me what you got." Complainant did not feel she had the authority to decline. Complainant told Baldoni she did not want to do the scene. He told her she couldn't, quote unquote, hold up filming by refusing. Complainant began improvising the scene, making what she perceived to be noises of that type of nature, the oohs and ahs, right? Baldoni placed either of his hands on the complainant's outer thighs and stated, "Come on, you can do better than that." Baldoni's face was so close to complainant that she, quote unquote, could feel his breath, causing her face to mist up. Now, again, he's in her face just going, that's what it sounds like to me. Just like that, all up in her face. Just straight up. Like that. Yep, that's what she's saying. Just in her face, like that. Okay? Yeah. Makes no sense. So much it messed up her face. I'm sorry. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Okay? But, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I mean, again, if these allegations are real, this is terrible and it's creepy. But I don't know how anybody would be going, I'm getting there. You know what I mean? I don't. Ladies and germs, do you do that when you're about to, bust one? I'm just curious. Do you do that when you're about to bust one? Okay. Do you do that? I'm sorry. Who does that? Does anybody do that? And if they do, don't date them anymore. Oh, dear God. Oh my God. Come on, guys. About to break this damn mic. I'm just think about it for a second. You know what I mean? Yeah, babe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that just doesn't work for me. Man, I'm about to pass out. Okay, moving on, though. Who does it? Who does? Somebody in the room does. Somebody in the family chat does. You guys are like, it's totally normal. It's totally normal. People do that all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. It's totally normal. I'm telling you, it's weird. It's weird. If you do that, it's weird. You might have to practice that. Okay. I don't know how you practice that, but you know what I mean. Okay. That's just that's just a physical reaction. Okay. That's a knee-jerk reaction, if that makes any sense. Moving on, though. Missing up her face. So Baldoni then closed his eyes for several moments and stated, I'm allowed to say this because my wife knows what I think about a good release. And winks at complainant, then says, you know how hot this is, right? Then Baldoni asked complainant to, quote unquote, practice the scene again. So she had to get all that. She's like, oh, you smell like onion rings. Oh, my God. Anybody got an Altoid or something? Because he's just in her face. So much. Her makeup's melting off. Just missed. Okay, so let's move on. Again, if this is real, this is interesting. This time, Baldoni positioned himself only inches from complainant, and complainant stated she needed a restroom break. Baldoni kept his hands on her outer thighs, virtually locking her in place in a very intimate embrace, she relayed. Complainant's blank then arrived on set, and complainant waved her over to, at which point Baldoni broke the embrace. Complainant states he was so close for so long, his breath on her face necessitated her makeup needing to be redone. Again, he was panting so heavily and so intensely in her face that her makeup melted off her face. How? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Maybe, ladies, let's talk about this, ladies. All right. Quick question. How's that even possible? Seriously, how's that even possible? That you have to be what I just did, and I almost passed out a couple times just doing that, just for comedy's sake. Okay. But real talk, you have to be like right in the, and then it has to be just hotter, just nothing but hot air coming out the damn mouth. And his lung capacity must be insane. Okay. Because just doing that, I mean, you know what I mean? Is that even, ladies, especially the ladies, I see you all in the chat right now, and I'm asking for a friend. Is that normal? Is that possible? Is it possible for somebody to pant in your face so intensely that you need to reapply makeup? I'm just waiting for the responses. All you're like, hell no. Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Okay. And it, like, he was breathing like a dragon then? That's all he was doing, just breathing like a dragon. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. And then the things that he says, you know how hot this is, right? You know how hot this is? We need to practice more. You could do better than that. Push it out, girl. It just doesn't make sense to me, guys. I'm sorry. I say fake news on this one, sir. Fake freaking news. The first one was fake. The second one here is fake. Really? Somebody had time to sit down and write this stuff out. It's like fan fiction. It is. I feel like we're reading like excerpts from like the rough draft from a Twilight fan fiction. Real talk. You know? And I don't even know the names of the characters in that movie, in that show, or in that book or books. Still, why did anybody watch those movies? Yeah. Vampires shimmering in the sun. Yeah. Moving on. I know that's a little bit of a left turn, but you know. If you know, you know. But moving on. Okay. We got another one here. Okay. Now, this one most definitely screams Blake Lively. And you'll see in just a second. So during this is a summary of 3 reports filed by complainant. 3 reports. All right. So this is sandwiched into one big ass paragraph. Okay. So during the first week of filming, it ends with us. Complainant noted several unsettling experiences with her collaborator, boss and director Justin Baldoni. This is Balake. All right. On this date, I guess, complainant was in her car with driver such and such and Mr. Baldoni. He started talking about how he had been severely addicted to that to those skin films, okay? And had sexual encounters where he, quote unquote, didn't take no for an answer or did not receive consent when asking for it, but quote unquote, he did not let that stop him. At this time, Balake's driver pulled over and insisted Mr. Baldoni exit the vehicle. She then advised, I guess her driver, that her rear-facing dash camera had recorded the incident in its entirety. Okay, stopping right there. Hold, hard stop. First off, if this entire encounter was actually filmed, where's the car, Fox? Where's the proof? Let alone say that we hold that for court, right? Where is her driver? And can the driver also back her story? It's quite a claim to put out here. You have a driver, his name is in the complaint. He's there. He's in audience to this conversation where he's like, yeah, I've had, encounters with people who I just take it from them. What? Real talk. If anyone was to ever say that to me, I'm calling 911 instantly. Oh yeah, I've done that a couple times. Just gotten it when I wanted it, and they never let me. They never said yes. I just took it from them. Man, I'm calling 911 so fast, so fast. You're admitting to crimes. You're admitting to being an absolute SA monster. Oh, I mean, I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that person gets justice served as quickly as possible. That's insane. And then also you have a driver, whoever his name is, that's proof, or that's a witness. Then also, if the car did record everything, where is it? That's that. Okay. Next, on such and such, whatever date, Baldoni followed complainant to her trailer and was insisting that he had message for her from her deceased father. When complainant declined, Baldoni became hostile and stated, "I thought you loved your dad." He then reappeared on set and advised the multiple crew and talent present that complainant must be dealing with hormones. What? So now he's like, what? He's a clairvoyant. He has connections to the over, like from the beyond. What? Make it make sense. So he's walking after her, going like, "I have messages from your dad." This man bun, it's a honing signal for all the people, all the spirits from beyond. Your father wants to talk to you. He has things to say to you, young lady. He's just following her around with this kind of stuff. What is this, guys? This is this is ridiculous. Real talk. This is ridiculous. We must talk. We have got to talk. Your daddy wants to talk to you. Oh, I thought you loved your father. I thought you loved him. He wants to say he has a message for you. What is going on here? So you mean to tell me he's just absolutely just knucking futs? He's just on this set, just acting crazy? Someone please explain this to me, because this is absolutely asinine. And that's number two. That's asinine. The first one's like, yeah, I've taken girls when they, against their will. Then this one, I have spiritual powers, abilities to speak to the spirits from beyond. And your dad really wants to talk to you, Balake. Balake, your daddy wants to talk to you. That doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, he tells the set that she must be on her period. It must be that time of month. Huh? Do you see how odd this is? Because even so, let's just say he was somebody who is that spiritual, okay? Believed he was getting messages from beyond. Do you really think, of all people, he's the kind of guy who does not seem like the kind of person that would sit there and say, yeah, she's just dealing with hormones. It's that time of month, guys, so, just chill. Do you really think he's that guy? He's like one of the most overly sensitive human beings I've ever seen on camera. He is like I said, he is a male feminist. He is very proud of that. So you mean to tell me he would go walk around and tell people on the set, oh, it's that time of month, y'all, so everybody chill. That's a very guy thing to say. Very dumb thing for a guy to say. That's why most guys don't say that unless you're dumb. And there are still really, really dumb guys out there that would say that, okay? And most of the time they're in the gym just, pumping iron and don't think about nothing but that, right? And they don't use this muscle a lot, because you don't say that about any woman if you want to live. So the thing is, it's disrespectful, of course, too. All jokes aside, absolutely disrespectful. But does that seem a little out of character for Justin Baldoni? Yes. I'll just answer that question. Yes, it's absolutely out of character for Justin Baldoni. So why would he run around? I mean, him having connections to the great beyond, okay, maybe that is him. I don't know. He gives me vibes like that, all right, that he's meditating all day long and, I don't know, trying to get one with Earth. He just seems very granola to a certain extent to me, okay? But the last part of him running after her saying that her dad wants to talk to her is insane. And I don't see that scene. I don't see that being Justin Baldoni. But the other part that just screams not Justin Baldoni is him saying saying to everybody that she's hormonal right now. That's not Justin Baldoni. Not from what we've learned about him as of late. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make any earthly sense. Let's move on, though. Then another date, complaining another time. This is the part that's very interesting. Okay? So, Complainant was filming a scene that was scripted to have her in a hospital gown. At a time when Complainant was on set, dressed in the gown and ready to film, Baldoni stopped filming to relay to Complainant that she should be nude in this scene. She stated it was not written or planned that way, was not included in her writer, because of course they all have agreements like you're going to be nude in this, you're going to be, you're going to show like the side of your buttocks in this shot, and then we'll see, the side of your chest in this scene. You know what I mean? It's very, like I said, it's very, very precise on what is seen and what is not seen, what the camera sees and what ends up in the movie. Real talk, okay? It's all written in contracts. So moving on, and everything is incredibly choreographed, okay? Especially when it comes to you and your birthday suit, all right? So, and that intimacy coordinator was not present at that time too. So Baldoni continued to pressure complainant to film in her birthday suit, stating his wife had, quote unquote, ripped her clothes off during childbirth. Okay. Now, this investigator viewed photos of both Baldoni's children's birth, and his wife was not in her birthday suit. She wore a black sports bra and had her lower half covered at the time photos were taken after the births. Okay. At this time, Baldoni stated complainant was, quote unquote, holding up filming and feeling pressured by her superior. Complainant agreed to be in her birthday suit with a modesty strip over her private parts. Okay. As complainant disrobed, she asked Mr. Baldoni to turn the monitors off so that her naked rear end wouldn't be broadcast to the cast and crew. He turned them off, then asked complainant to look at a script note. While she was looking at it, he quickly flipped the monitors back on. Complainant then realized she was being broadcast nearly nude to all the set monitors and every crew phone and iPad that was synced in. So there were other people that could have gotten a chance to look at this stuff, look at her and look at all of her stuff, okay? Which is not good if this is true. She requested a blanket and was ignored. She addressed Baldoni directly and said, "Get me something to cover myself," in a raised tone of voice. Complainant's assistant then walked on the set, and complainant, in tears, yelled to her assistant, her assistant, "Please cover me." And the assistant threw a coat over the complainant. At this time, a man complainant did not even recognize came onto the set. And Baldoni stated this was his friend and he would be playing the doctor. Complainant being nearly completely in her birthday suit and already vulnerable, did not want the stranger between her bare legs up in stirrups where he could clearly see her rear end. Baldoni sighed and rolled his eyes and yelled, "Hold on, everyone. Let's see if Balake wants to hold up filming again." Feeling extremely uncomfortable, complainant finished filming the scene with Baldoni's friend in quotations, despite her misgivings. Now, here's the thing. Boy, oh boy. Now, when it comes to this, from my understanding, there were some photos that were shared with Blake Lively, and it was of his wife's birth. From my understanding as well, it's like there was a painting, I think, that was seen as well, that was shared. And again, it was like an art piece. But as far as this whole thing of like, she wanted to not be in her, in her birthday suit and all that. Didn't they use like a prosthetic in general, and she was still in clothing underneath the prosthetic as well? So it doesn't even make sense. It really doesn't even make sense, any of these claims. Again, this is stuff that does not go with what has been filed out here in these lawsuits. So when I look at this again, I go, okay, this is all fake. Still, another one that's mother-loving fake, y'all. Absolutely fake. And the thing is okay, this is the problem. She's like, in the allegations, he was showing her, content that was not appropriate and all that stuff. He was showing photos of birth, like he and his wife after baby was born, stuff like that. Like, it's not like the wife's legs were wide open and the baby was crowning or something like that. I mean, it's insane, guys. It's wrong and it's insane. But all of these allegations that have come out are not right. They're messed up and they're not right. And again, of course, I just don't see it as it being 110% authentic. I don't. Here's the other thing, too. If these were real filings from HR, let's talk about that. Wouldn't have HR come out a long time ago saying, yes, we received complaints about Justin Baldoni? Wouldn't we? Wouldn't we have heard that already? Wouldn't we all be side-eyeing the hell out of Justin Baldoni, regardless if we saw him some dailies or some footage of him slow dancing with Blake Lively, innocently talking about his wife and still trying to act out the scene while they're making B-roll for this montage of them falling in love in this movie? I mean, think about it for a second. Wouldn't we all be looking at him still going, well, you still have those complaints, bruh. Like, you put your hands on somebody's rear end, you did this, this, and this, you talked about this, this, and this, like, and these are all being backed by complaints that these production houses received because of your misconduct on set. So I can see that. Wouldn't we still be looking at this and going, I don't know how I feel about Justin Baldoni still? Wouldn't we? Because we'd still be leaning on those complaints. If these complaints are actually real, then why would the HR say that they did not have any complaints from Justin Baldoni? Why would these suddenly just fabricate and materialize now? Again, here's the other thing too. SAG, okay, Screen Actors Guild. It's the union that protects all actors. All right. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's amazing, but it's also ridiculous too. Because, like, if you know, this is how you get paid. Okay, there's union rules, etc. But it's crazy because it's like if you do not get fed, if it's like lunchtime and your lunchtime happens a half an hour later than what it was supposed to be, you get paid more. The actor gets paid more for having to wait 30 more minutes to eat lunch and all that stuff. It's pretty insane. Okay, but it's there to protect these actors, which can be an amazing thing and also can be a very bad thing, depending on what side of the fence you stand on, right? Now, wouldn't SAG hear about these things? Wouldn't there be complaints written and signed, okay, to SAG as well? Wouldn't they be speaking out and going, yeah, we got a lot of receipts showing complaints from these actresses having a hard time with their director? You see nothing of the sort. So again, it's like, that doesn't make sense. Even SAG itself has not received anything. The union has not received a damn thing. So it's the same thing with Sony, Wayfair. Wouldn't they get some sort of complaints saying, hey, misconduct, bad work environments, dealing with this particular person? Wouldn't we have seen something like that by now? And I'm going to answer the question, hell no. They have not seen anything like that. So these coming out of the gate like this doesn't make any sense. Now, they think we're stupid. Let's talk about that stuff real quick. It'd be public now. By now, it would have been public. Way before by now. Way before now, it'd be public. Because they have already been asking this question for months. Hey, are there any complaints filed on behalf of this movie? Okay. Are there any things filed against Justin Baldoni aside from Blake Lively? And none of that has been seen. So again, when none of it exists or existed until now, which seems a little bit weird. So to me, when I look at this, it seems like a little bit like fan fiction. Fabricated crap put out here to try to swing the pendulum back over to Team Blake Lively. Well, let's get into this. I know there's a lot of people that are waiting for this moment too, and we got to talk about it. And so we are. Okay. If you were sleeping under a rock or just busy, like a lot of us were, okay, on Saturday night, well, something happened. How do I say this? SNL had a 50-year anniversary event where, of course, they had a really great time. And if I'm correct, this happened Sunday night. This happened last night. Sorry. This happened last night, if I'm correct, instead of Sunday night, which is interesting. But nonetheless, they were supporting and they were having a big old event, 50 years. And let me tell you that. Doing comedy and having a show that lasts for 50 years is pretty amazing. And this platform has launched the careers of many, all right? Everyone from Eddie Murphy and on, okay? Massive, massive talents have been a part of this cast and have been very successful, all right? And some not so successful, but still, they've had some, they've had their experience on the stage, which is an amazing thing. Now, one thing that's interesting is, well, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively show up to this event. Now, just so you know, Ryan Reynolds, he has hosted before. He has hosted the SNL one time before. I think it was like about 11, 12 years ago. And he did his thing. I don't remember if it was good or not. All I know is that he did do his thing there. And what's interesting is out of nowhere, he pops up. They bring him in to pop up and do a little skit in their opening monologue thing. And something happened. We just got to take a look at this. It out of nowhere, it shows up. Let's just take a look at this, okay?
Who else has a question?
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Okay, first off, right off the bat. Hey, I got a question. Oh, okay, how things been? Great. Why do you ask? First off, some people are like, "Oh, this is really," I just saw in the comments, very cringe. Some people think it's really cringy. Some people think it's really bad. Me, I honestly think that this is damage control. Let me tell you why. First off, this is an opportunity for at least Ryan Reynolds. It's not like they said, "Hey, Balake, we want you on here too." They didn't ask Blake to go up there and do a skit too. Just Ryan Reynolds. You got to remember too. First off, Ryan Reynolds is more of a household name than Blake Lively. Well, okay. Let's be real. Blake Lively now is more of a household name, and not for a good thing, not for good reason. Ryan Reynolds has been a household name for a very long time, for good reason. Now his name is getting kind of, raked through the coals right now because of all of this stuff that's going on. But truly, this is scripted. Obviously, this is a scripted piece. I feel like he got his boy, Ari Emanuel, the CEO of WME, to call up Lorne Michaels and say, "I want you to give him a line. We need to keep moving. We need to push forward." I'm sure he has another Deadpool movie in the works right now as well, right? I'm sure he's got another action comedy or something of that sort where he gets to have his face on camera more, right? I'm sure he's got a lot going on that he's like, "I need to get back in the good graces of the court of public opinion." And so let me do this really quick. But it also kind of shows kind of how bullheadish and how bullyish, I can only say that word once, how mean girly Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively really are. Man, I just saw something on X just the other day, okay, on Elon Musk's platform. And there was a clip that's circulating around over this weekend where apparently there was a script script supervisor saying that while they were making the movie, they would make jokes that every single time Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds had to go and do a deuce, drop a deuce, okay, the poopies. They would call it, hey, I gotta go in there and I gotta do a Baldoni. I'm not kidding. It's out there somewhere. I might have to find it, but there literally is a script supervisor saying that that's the joke that they were saying on the set of Deadpool. So again, it's not very off. If and this just popped in my head just now, okay? The whole got to go and do a Baldoni, right? This is very much not out of character now. Now that you hear that, right? Now that you hear this is not out of character. These two are probably buttholes. I'm sorry. These guys are clearly buttholes. Yeah. Because why would they sit there? Think about it. If it's an ongoing joke from day one, and he's the butt of the joke, being buttholes in the butt of the joke, get what I did there. But anyway, the fact that they are going, oh, I gotta go and do a Baldoni. It's just one big joke. And then again, we come in here, they're on SNL, and they're still poking fun, right? To a certain extent. It's not like they said, oh, he's I got to go take a Baldoni. They didn't say anything like that. He just said, oh, no, everything's fine. What do you mean? Something happened? What's up? You know what I mean? Clearly, they're addressing the elephant in the room. Let's be real. They are. Okay? But clearly, he's sitting there going like, nothing's bothering us. We're good. We're going to be just fine. And we're continuing to be fine. But let's play the rest. Because like I said, even on the secondary channel said this. I was like, the funniest joke was that joke. That's the one that had the biggest reaction from everybody. Why? Because everyone knows about what's going on. That's why they thought it was so funny. That's why everyone reacts so massively, right? In such a big way. Everyone's cutting up at that moment, right? Because they all know about the drama, right? But let's continue.
Yeah, okay. Well, my question is that that the materials that they made the cone heads with, are those edible?
Edible? No. And based on them being made in 1975, I'd assume that they're highly toxic.
Oh, okay. So if somebody, hypothetically took a couple of nibbles backstage and, got excited, should they go to the hospital or should they?
Yes, they should go to the hospital right away.
Okay. That's basically the brunt of the joke. Okay. Or the whole bit. Okay. And again, when you see it, it's like, okay, the rest of the jokes aren't that funny. Okay. What he's saying. And you can kind of tell he's kind of nervous, it seems like, because of how he's like wringing his hand like this. He's just kind of wringing his hand the whole time. And maybe he's like, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. I don't know. Maybe he's like, I don't care. He's, I don't like Baldoni. But there clearly, obviously, is something going on. There is some serious tension, serious animosity towards this man, to the point where he created a character called Nice Pool and then put him in the movie and then got him riddled with bullets at the end of the movie and then took his gold guns. Then also at the same time, he put in Blake Lively in the movie as well as the female Deadpool, right? And they made her look phenomenal, right? And again, I just feel like there's things going on with this that I'm like, it's very high school. It's very high school what's going on with everything. But I'm going to play it again because and roll it back a little bit. Because honestly, They could have gone with any other person, y'all. Once I pull this up, hold on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Who else? Who else has a question?
I have a question.
Oh,
Okay, hold on.
hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard? Great.
Okay, now here's the thing. You have Anya Taylor-Joy here. You have Bad Bunny. You even have Will Ferrell's right down here. Right down here. That tuft of hair is Will Ferrell. You have Cher. You have Kevin Costner that seems just completely just not even affected by anything that's going on. Okay. You got Steven Spielberg. That's Al Pacino right here, guys. Okay. Not Al Pacino. Robert De Niro. I'm sorry. You got Robert De Niro right here. Okay. So many names in one shot. And they brought this guy on. And this definitely, I feel, was a favor being pulled either by Ryan Reynolds or by his agent or Lorne Michaels, okay, the creator and the executive producer and owner of SNL, probably said, no, let's bring him on. No, this will be brilliant. This will be brilliant. Because one, he's still a household name. People are still rewatching over and over and over again Deadpool, the Deadpool Wolverine movie, okay, with Hugh Jackman. He's making crazy money right now. This man is properly minted right now off of just that one movie right now. I'm sure they're working on another movie, okay? They're working on another Deadpool movie for sure, okay? He is a household name. He is a name right now. So instantly, he's a big-time movie star now, okay? That movie put him out there even more than ever before. So Lorne Michaels, I feel like, would have been like, hey, no, come on in, man. No, we can make a joke about that. That'll be funny. It'll be great. Also, it'll get views. It'll get clicks. And it will make SNL maybe relevant again. Sorry, not sorry. But at the same time, think about it. Think about it. It's controversial. He's Ryan Reynolds. He's a name. They were willing to get out of their depressed era, I guess, to be a part of this event. They're there. Okay. I have never seen so many tan people in one shot in my life. Real talk. Sorry, not sorry. But that is a lot of tan faces. All right. I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy is just pale. Like, I feel like she does have a tan, but she's so pale. She probably translucent. Okay. Without a fake tan. But look at all the fake tans that are going on, man. So many tans. But anyway, I digress. Okay. But as you can see, I don't see Lorne Michaels not taking the opportunity to have Ryan Reynolds do a little bit on SNL because of how big his name is right now. And the fact that he was willing to poke fun at that, they probably knew that this was going to get reactions on the internet. And of course, gets people watching SNL again, at least for this one moment. Because, let's be real. Not a lot of people watch SNL anymore. Now, do they? Every once in a while, it's like, oh, this skit was hilarious. And they share it in friends chats and stuff like that. But other than that, people aren't watching SNL like they used to. People were clamoring to get back home just to watch SNL on Saturdays back in the day. It's not like that anymore, guys. It's not. Okay. It's lost its flair. It's je ne sais quoi. Okay. I'm not saying that they can't get that back, but at the same time, maybe, the glamour and the highlights of SNL have that star has faded out a long time ago, right? Maybe. But getting an opportunity to get one of the biggest A-list actors right now, he's so hot right now, Ryan Reynolds, to do a little bit, of course. Now, do I think Blake Lively knew about this? Let's take a look. Watch her face throughout the entire thing. Okay? Check this out. Ryan Reynolds, everybody. Watch your face.
How's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Do you see the look on her face? The look on her face says everything. It's almost like, oh, dear God, what are they going to talk about? And it almost looks like she's looking up to see if there's a teleprompter or if there's any lines. Because you know for a fact they're always holding, like there's always a teleprompter or somebody holding cue cards for the actors. Okay, that's why you always see them while they're acting. They're reading lines off the side. You know what I mean? The cast of SNL already know the lines. But these people, it's like, okay, I got to read this because I don't remember this. I don't remember this line to save my life. You know what I mean? They have the cue cards or the teleprompter somewhere. And it seems like she's reading. She's like, oh, my God, what is he about to say? Oh, okay, he's not going to say anything bad. Okay. But it seems like that, right? Seems a little bit like that. Okay. But hold on. Real quick. General Scott, thank you so much for gifting one whole membership. I appreciate it. Thank you so much and welcome to the family. That member, okay? And please, if you were just given some positivity, okay, by General Scott, please pay it forward. Open the door for somebody, do something nice for somebody today, okay? We need more positivity in the doggone world like you've never seen before, okay? That sounded very Trumpy. Sorry. Like we've never seen before. It's amazing. But anyway, that was the worst Trump impersonation in the history of Trump impersonations. I don't know. Was I a Keebler elf right there? I don't know what I was. But let's move on, okay? But you can see her look at her face. It's like absolute concern. I don't know if she really is in on this. Okay? I don't think she knew what was going on here.
Yeah, okay. Well, my question is that you know that the materials that they made the cone heads with, are those edible?
Edible? No. And based on them being made in 1975, I'd assume that they're highly toxic.
Oh, okay. So if somebody, hypothetically took a couple of nibbles backstage and, got excited, should they go to the hospital or should they?
Yes, they should go to the hospital right away.
Good.
Good luck.
Great.
It just seems so like she's like, what is he doing? What are you doing? Okay. What are you talking about? It just seems a little bit like that. But, is she in on the joke? Does she know that this was going to happen? I don't think so. Let's take a look here.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, it looks like she's like, oh, he's going to do something cute. Okay, that's my husband. That's my husband, yes. That's Ryan. That's my husband. Mm-hmm. And then he says this thing.
Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Boom. Huh? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem like she was in on the joke, right? In on the act. I think she did not know anything about this. And I don't know if that whole thing was improv, right? At least the second part where he's asking about the cone heads. It just seemed like he was like making it up as he went. I don't know though, right? But I think the main joke was, yeah, how you been? I've been good. Why do you ask? You know what I mean? Like, something happened. And of course, it's like, addressing the elephant in the room, right? Like they are definitely going through some serious multi-million-dollar lawsuits right now. Deadpool and all that. I mean, everything's hanging at a balance right now. He does kind of look like he hasn't slept in a while too. I'm going to be real. Looking at the bags under his eyes, he looks like he has not slept in a while. Okay. Definitely looks tired. So maybe that part is true. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Maybe that part is true, but still interesting stuff. Let's see this. Super chat. Michelle Woods, thank you so much for the love. I never got into SNL. Mad TV was my show. Mad TV was good. And you know, there was so many other great shows too. I mean, In Living Color was phenomenal. All these other, comedy shows were out there, right? But introduced me to Will Sasso. He reminded me so much of Chris Farley when on that show. Wouldn't surprise me if he got inspiration from Farley. Yeah, I mean, some really, really funny people out there. And yeah, the big guy, the big funny guy, physical comedy was definitely Farley's bread and butter, right? I mean, shoot, I feel like I could still quote every line from Tommy Boy right now, literally. Okay. That movie was hilarious back in the day, right? So, again, the heyday of SNL has fizzled out. I think we can all agree on that to a certain extent. But they still have hits. They just have a lot more misses than hits, But I think that it's a dinosaur now in comparison to what we're seeing nowadays on TikTok and Instagram and all these social medias. We're able to see comedies, produced a lot faster than just waiting till the weekend for that one-liner. You see what I'm saying? Comedy now is so accessible, and people are making skits and stuff like that so fast that those one-liners that we used to wait for when SNL would come out and debut on Saturday, it doesn't exist anymore. That's gone. So it's hard for them to have the funniest skit or the funniest one-liner when by the time it gets to them, their time to talk about it, it's already been a week, right? And people have already done 3,000 different skits about that particular thing. You see what I'm saying? I don't think people are going to be seeing Wild and Crazy Guys. I really don't think you're going to be seeing stuff like that on, online. You know what I mean? Or not going to be seeing that, on SNL in that fashion anyway, because people are already making those, creating those characters and putting them all on the internet. So it's hard to stay relevant when you're only getting one show a week and everyone else, every other really brilliant content creator and comedian out here has already done their rendition or their take or their parody of a pop culture thing that has happened, right? So again, SNL has that issue for sure, because everything's so easily accessible with the digital age in which we're in, right? So, or they do a skit and that joke that they're doing has already been done 5 other times by 5 different other content creators and then recreated by 500 other content creators trying to act like it's their own original idea. You see what I'm saying? So again, SNL, they were a thing. They were a thing, but are they a thing anymore? That is a question nonetheless. Okay. But yeah, when I see that SNL skit or that piece right there, that is the most, I think that's the most clicked on video right now that SNL's had in a very, very long time. Because of course there's been other ones where people be like, can you believe what Tom Hanks did in the Black Jeopardy skit? Can't believe what he did. I'm like, come on, they make fun of everybody. They go after everybody. When Biden was in office, they were going to town on Biden. Even Kamala Harris. All those things. I mean, like I said, just they go after everybody. They do. Is it always funny? No. Do those jokes always land? No, not at all. But sometimes they do hit. Sometimes. Okay. So here's something else that's interesting. They're now saying how Ryan Reynolds' SNL 50 jokes sparked tensions backstage as Blake Lively feud continues. This is interesting. So, of course, we already know that they were there at the 50th year anniversary special. They're saying their attendance proved divisive, with producers split on including his joke and many backstage swerving the couple amid their ongoing legal scandal, insiders claim. See, I'm going to be real. I would probably try to avoid being around them too, because I'd be scared about saying something or doing something that could potentially come back to bite me in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just say, "Oh, you look lovely tonight, Blake. That's a beautiful dress." Then suddenly Ryan Reynolds is like, "Oh, that's SH. I'm suing you now. How dare you compliment my wife?" You know what I mean? Like I feel like everybody would be a little bit scared of being around them right now. This is scary stuff. Okay, so Lively 37 and joined her husband at the Sunday night's celebratory bash, which marked her return to the spotlight for the first time since she filed this lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Some attendees, were reportedly apprehensive about mingling with the embattled Hollywood couple, while others were less than amused with his apparent quip with Ryan Reynolds' little joke about their ongoing legal nightmare. Like I said, you can hear in the background, some people are laughing, just full out laughing. And some are just like, "Oh man," you know what I mean? Some people are like that. Apparently, just, oh, man, you had to go there, man. Damn. You know what I mean? Pretty bad. Okay. So other people were kind of scared about that. About their ongoing legal battle, of course. People were apprehensive about speaking and talking to them because of the situation, but everyone was friendly enough. This is what an insider told this article. Ryan Reynolds addressed the headlines during a Q&A with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, in which he stood up from the audience and said, "I have a question. We already know about all this," right? So, of course, they're saying, okay, so Lively, who sat next to him, who was seen smiling, a stark contrast to Kevin Costner, who appeared to grimace at the joke, like, "Oh, that's not good." For some, it was seen as cheap damage control in a lengthy drama, which has seen the couple attempt to gag Baldoni and his lawyer, Brian Friedman, as well as sending subpoenas to cell carriers, crazy, T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T to find receipts to disprove him. Some producers were concerned that the show was being used to endorse Blake and Ryan because they seemed desperate to prove that they're still in the Hollywood crowd. Their team worked with SNL to create a joke, but the truth is, people there weren't really feeling it. To many, it felt like cheap damage control, but it was included in the network's new. It was included as the network knew the appearance would grab ratings. Bingo, would grab ratings and make headlines. Again, I don't think Lorne Michaels is dumb. So he knew for a fact, "Oh, no, put it in." It's not like a full-on dig, right? It's not like he's saying, "I'm going to the bathroom and taking a Baldoni, guys." No, he didn't say anything of that sort. All he said is, "Hey, well, yeah, I'm good. Why do you ask?" And that was it. Small little joke. Small, but it's still big. You know what I mean? But again, he knew that was going to get people clicking. He knew that was going to get people talking. For sure. And again, like I said, it would be more of a reaction than probably a lot of the skits that they have online right now. Real talk, at least for right now. Okay. Because this is a hot topic and a hot situation. Right. Okay. So they knew that this was going to grab ratings and make some serious headlines, in which it most definitely did, baby. They got all. Look at this right over here. See this highlighted? Look, Kevin Costner's reaction to Ryan Reynolds' Justin Baldoni joke. Okay, and it goes viral. The look on his face, right? Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are accused of gaslighting Justin Baldoni with SNL 50 joke. Hollywood Insider says it was quote unquote wrong. So, like, again, all of this stuff, let's be real, it's creating buzz. Not only just about Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, but it's also giving buzz about the SNL show. Boom. Okay. SNL was accused of helping the embattled couple to heal their tarnished reputations, with viewers left bemused by Ryan Reynolds' making light of wife's SH allegations. So how sweet of SNL to try and do damage control for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, but it won't work, wrote one online person. Another added, this is really out of place from whatever angle. Who would make jokes about their own SH battle? And if Blake is not the victim here and they're guilty of harassing JB, this also looks bad. And that quote is a very good point. This does not make Ryan Reynolds or Blake Lively look any better. It makes them look even more like a-holes. And again, did she know about this? Because I'm sure they probably had conversations after, like, babe, what? You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm sorry. I just thought it would be funny. It was like, no, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Just a little joke. We're just having a little bit of fun. And it's like, wait a second. Aren't they already having fun at Justin Baldoni's expense? Aren't they already? By making fun of him all the time. Their inside jokes. He was a character in a multi-million-dollar Marvel movie that gets iced, that gets riddled with bullets at the end of the movie. I mean, like I said, okay, the jokes have already happened. It's been enough, right? It's been enough for sure. Why do this now? Okay. A third echoed this latest SNL skit is another disgusting move. You're telling me that if your wife was actually SH'd, you'd be making jokes about it? I think it was a poor attempt at making the public like them again, but it backfired. Okay. So again, people are not very happy with the comedy, with the joke. Okay. This is not a very good look for these two. And maybe not the best choice, but those producers okayed it and it happened. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that it's all their fault or that it's all SNL's fault. It was a collaborative decision to do that joke. Problem is that it just didn't land. I know that there's some people that go, yeah, it was funny. It was funny. Like it's, oh, haha, you know what I mean? And move on, right? Some people go, this is not funny, especially those who are diehard Justin Baldoni on Team Justin Baldoni, which I completely and totally understand. Because again, this just shows proof positive that it's like two of the cool kids, all right, that's just, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, they're in the cool kid crowd. And whatever they say is scripture. And if they start a rumor, it's truth because it came out of their mouth. And now, like I said, Justin Baldoni has always been the joke. He has always been the butt of the joke for years now, which is really, really sad. Really, really sad. And it also shows what kind of people Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively really are. Because they had a choice. He could have opted out from making that joke. He could have been like, I don't want to address anything like that. Let's just talk about the Coneheads thing. Maybe I throw in another thing and we move on. And that's it. He had a choice as well to let that piece go. And he did not. So that it's pretty bad when you got people, that there was tension backstage in the process of creating the jokes to what happened afterwards and everything. And I don't blame them. Okay. I don't blame people for being nervous being around them. From what we're understanding right now, yeah, it seems like you say one thing wrong or one thing that could be bent and twisted in a certain way. Next thing you know, you're getting hit with a lawsuit. Nah, I'm not good on that. Okay. I'm not good on that. And it's just a damn shame. It's a damn shame because it's just they're showing their ass again, guys. They're showing their ass again. But that is the show, guys. Okay. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It means a lot. Thank you so much. There's so much going on. I'll be on probably late tonight. Okay. Maybe. Don't know yet. There's a lot going on. I'll explain in a little while. I promise. Okay. But be on the lookout because we got some stuff going on. Okay. But before we get going, hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Crush it. do what it do. That'd be amazing. Okay. Check out my join button down below. Check out my membership. Join if you can. Check out my Patreon. Check out PascalMerch.com. Please and thank you. Okay, guys. And we'll be talking very, very soon. All right. Y'all stay blessed out there. Be nice to each other. We need more niceties in the world, y'all. It's insane. And don't in somebody's face while you're hitting the O face. I'm sure they'll thank you later. Okay, for not doing that. But anyway, it's time to get going, guys. Much love to you guys. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.